Hey, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Monday Now, where truth still has breath, where justice is not a memory, but a mission, and where we don't bow to power, we rise to meet it. Let's do it. Family, draw in. Today, I need to talk with you about the very architecture of democracy, redistricting, and why race still matters in America's fight for representation. The Supreme Court is about to rule on Merrill versus Milliken, a case out of Alabama that could decide whether black voters are given a fair shot at representation or whether race itself will be erased from the process of drawing electoral maps. On the surface, a so-called race blind, this kind of map might sound fair, but let me tell you, there is nothing fair about pretending that centuries of racial discrimination never happened. Colorblindness in this context isn't progress, it's erasure. Now, some of you know this, that back in 2022, I sat on the governor's task force right here in Oregon for the United States Census. I warned them very loudly that if we failed to inform black and brown people about the importance of census, we would pay for it when the maps were drawn. And here we are, undercounted. Oh my God. They can find us when we want us. When they want to sell us beer, booze, drugs, and all that other kind of stuff. Communities became underrepresented communities because they say that we're hard to count. That's not an accident. That's the plan. And we've seen this before, gerrymandering and redlining. They're twin evils. Redlining once determined where black families could live, robbing us of generational wealth, while gerrymandering now determines how our ballots count, scattering our votes so thin that they barely register in the system. Both of them serve the same purpose, to weaken black and brown power. Let's take a look at Louisiana. 1/3 of the state's voters are black, but only 1 out of 6 districts has a black majority. Strange. In South Carolina, black voters were packed into a single district, so their influence elsewhere disappeared. And in Galveston, Texas, black and Latino voters who had worked together for decades to elect their candidates of choice, gone. Their district was sliced apart and then silenced. Beloved, this isn't coincidence. It's not neutral. It's not partisan politics. It's deliberate. It's a deliberate disenfranchisement. It is a strategy. And here's why this moment is so dangerous. The court just isn't allowing bad maps. It's being asked to rule that race can't even be considered in fixing them. What does that mean? Our history of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, voter suppression, all of it would be wiped clean as if it never, ever existed. You see the danger? That's not race blindness. That's democracy blindness. There is a call to action, and we've got to move, beloved, becoming an unsettling force. So what do? My friends, we cannot sit this one out. Across every line, black, Latino, Asian, indigenous, white, across every creed and class, we must become what Dr. King once called an unsettling force. And if you want to know what that looks like, I'm going to tell you what it looks like. 1, educate relentlessly. Make sure our people know why the census matters, why maps matter, and how both are tied to our political power. I didn't know. Number 2, we got to organize locally. The fight starts in school boards, city councils, and in county commissions, not at the White House, because that's where the maps are drawn. Number 3, we've got to challenge discriminatory maps in court. We must defend Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and insist that race-conscious remedies remain on the table, not on the chopping block. Number 4, and very important, is we've got to mobilize turnout, mobilize turnout, mobilize turnout. Even when maps are stacked against us, turnout is still our weapon. Apathy is the ally of oppression. Number 5, we've got to push for federal protections. We need Congress to restore the Voting Rights Act and stop states from drawing discriminatory maps unchecked. 6 is important. Unite across communities. Again, black, brown, Asian, indigenous, and white allies. We have to refuse divide and conquer. Our shared destiny is greater than the lines they draw to separate us, friends. Don't be fooled. Don't be tricked. And I'm going to cut off here because you've had about enough. And this is the bottom line, family. America has always wrestled with whether it will expand democracy or restrict it. Right now, the expansion of black and Latino power is being met with ferocious backlash, and it's being disguised as neutrality. But neutrality in the face of injustice is never neutral, it is complicity. Redistricting is not a boring policy detail. It is the foundation of our democracy, folks, and if we allow it to be warped, then we the people becomes nothing more than they the few. So I say unto you, my fellow Americans, don't grow weary, don't grow silent, and don't give up. It's time to unsettle. It's time to rise. It's time to resist the right way. Because when black and brown voices are silenced, America's promise collapses. And when our voices rise, democracy breathes again. Well, that's it for today, beautiful people. And this has been Mondays Now. And until next time, I want you to do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do everybody a favor. Stay awake, stay strong, and stay unsettled.